Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. Today I'm going to teach you how to create a text editor in Python. You'll learn a lot about files and you're going to create a really fun project which can replace creating a new text document. How is this going to work is actually really simple. We're just going to ask player or actually user to create a new file, and then for each line we are going to let him type whatever he wants to add in the file, but once he types the save in the line, that line won't be saved, but other lines will be saved into that file. So let's start with creating a variable which will be the file we are opening. For this tutorial, I would prefer you to use Visual Studio Code from Microsoft because we are going to open files here. I'm going to open them here in Visual Studio, so not as normal files. So this might not be same for you if you are using another Python editor. So here, when we run in Visual Studio Code, we get this over here. Alright, we don't need this, but we will need this before the file. So let's copy this, and if we paste it here, okay, we now have this, and we don't want this over here. So this will be how we're going to open a file here. So, and this over here is going to be our file name. So we're going to open a file with an open command, and now put this into parentheses plus our variable which we are going first to create. Alright, so now I can delete this, and then we are going to put everything we need there. So we're going to create a new variable which will be named file, and we're going to use input command. You probably know for them, they're used to get input from the user. So this here is going to be what we'll ask the user. So we'll ask them, enter the name of file you want to create. Okay, so now here we'll enter the name of the file. Here I'm going to use formatted strings for this string, and now here I'm going to put our file variable. So this here means we're using our file variable when we put this into curly braces, when we use this formatted strings. So not just a file string. So we're using this variable, we're using its value. So if you call the file test for text editor, this will not be file here, it will be text for text. So first of all, we'd have to store this in a variable like file name. So we're storing this in this variable. But now when we open this file here as a variable, we'd have to close it later in this code. For example, we're going to type file.name.close and put parentheses here. But what if we want to close this automatically when we finish with file? Well, for that we can use with statement. So let me show you what the with statement does. So here we're going to type with. I'm just going to delete this here, with open, now this file here, as file and then put columns here. And now we can do anything here with this file, and once we are done and go here out of this with statement, the file will be closed automatically, and that's really good. But now here we are going to type for what we are opening this file. Are we opening it for writing or reading or something else? In this case, we are opening it for writing. So we're going to put writing over here. And now here we're going to ask the user to type the line. We're not going to ask him anything, he's just going to type there. So let's create a variable, name it line, and set it to input. And here we aren't going to put anything, so it doesn't ask us to create a line every time. We are just creating it by our own. And then after that we want to add this line to our file. So once again here we're going to put file name. I'm sorry, we opened it as a file here. I didn't open it as a file name, so I'm just going to put F here, and then we'll have to put F here. So file dot, and here as you see we have this write method, and here in the parentheses we're going to add what we want to write. It's really simple. We want to write this line to our text. But before that, we have to check if our line is called just save. So if line equals just save. Okay, then we are going to break here, but we aren't in any loop, so we can just break. So what we're going to do is put this in a while loop. So while, and here I'm just going to put true, so this lasts forever until our line is called save. Then we are going to break out of this, the file will be closed automatically, and all things before that save will be written to the file. So let's test this out. When we run, enter the name of file you want to create. I'm going to enter something like test for editor.txt, and now here we start writing the lines. Hello, this is the test for a Python project by, and here now if we type save, our program is closed. Now I can go to open a file, and here we have this one file, and we have this here. But as you see, our file is written in one line because here we didn't tell it to go to new line after that. So here we're going to type backslash, and so we go to the next line or new line. So let's create another one of these files. test for editor 2.txt. Just you can't create a file which you already have on your computer. Actually, you can, but you'll just add some text to that file. Alright, now let's type this. Hello. Alright, now we have a problem. So let's try putting this in a formatted string, because here Python thinks we are giving it two different arguments. So we can just put this like this. We don't even need formatted string then. Alright, let's test again. File text.txt, something like that. Just make sure you don't have that file already. Hello, subscribe. And now here we type save. Okay, now we go to our files and go to open a file. We have this file text file. Let's open it. Okay, now we have this problem. I accidentally didn't put this as a variable, so yeah, we're going to type here formatted strings again. So let's try it again. Test file 2.txt, and here I'm going to type 1, 2, 3, and here save. And finally, when we go to our files, file, and we search here for test file 2, and we have 1, 2. So guys, that was all of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like it. It helps me a lot. Or share it with someone who you think will like it. If you want to get information when new video releases, then you can subscribe. Thank you everyone for 90 subscribers. We are getting to 100 very soon. And thank you everyone for 1,000 views on my first part of Geometry Dash tutorial video. I'll post more of those tutorials how to make Geometry Dash on Scratch. If you haven't watched that video, make sure to watch it. You literally create a Geometry Dash game. And that's all of this video. Make sure to subscribe to see when new video releases. I already said that. And see you in the